Okay, there you go.
All right. So hello, everybody. Let me see. Okay. Hi, everybody. Welcome to our Sunday Enlightened Coffee Hour. And I had this long list of things that I wanted to kind of talk about with everyone today. But I think in lieu of what we've just gone through in the last few days here at the center, and in lieu of today being Lionsgate 8821, this is Lionsgate. The gates are open at this point in time for the heaviest manifestation time within our lives. And so that energy is kind of like riding in, and let me get this settled down here. Oh, no. Cancel. Point in time for that trying to get the whole manifestation time within our lives. And so that energy is kind of like point in time for that trying to get the whole manifestation time. There we go. Okay, get everything all taken care of. Running quite a bit late today. But this week has just been a crazy week, and not a lot of people really understand what that Lionsgate is all about. And I'm not going to say that I really do either, but I do know that when Lionsgate is around, we have that ability to manifest what it is that we dream of, to have within our lives. What is it that would take to make you happy for the rest of your lives? And when we realize that we are so worthy of achieving this and pulling this into our lives, what an amazing life we can turn around and live. Now is that time, the prime time for manifesting. And sure, every month we have a time where we can manifest. That's not the issue. But to increase those odds, to increase those chances, right now is prime time. And Lionsgate actually did not just start today. This actually started on July 28th, and we've carried this energy through. So from July 28th, you may have been noticing that really crazy energy, being extremely fatigued and tired, feeling the energy kind of like bouncing off the walls around us and reverberating our skin as well. We just went through this week. One of our people from our group actually had to go home. So hello to whoever joined. But one of our people had to go home from work because they couldn't do the whole energy and didn't know what was going on. And it didn't hit me until the next day. And I woke up in the morning and I had this strong sense of being lost or disconnected from everything. And the air around my body, the air that kind of laced all around our auras and so on, this is what was vibrating extremely high. And it was, oh gosh, it was driving me crazy, just that feeling. And kind of like the constant sense of being heightened or on alert is what it was. And Tony, then she said she had been feeling this way for a few days ahead of time. She doesn't count because she just kind of floats through these beautiful transitions in such a wonderful way, and I'm so jealous. I'm not like that. I'm on full alert whenever this happens and I'm being moved from one to another places. And so I'm getting all these messages now that I'm online. They're all popping up. And, you know, right now being that heavy time for manifesting is the time where you should be sitting down with that piece of paper, with your journal, writing that 10-step list, the 10 top things that it would take to make you happy. Now, when we go into this mode and we start to design the life that we wish to live from here on, make sure you understand that you have to ask for the greater good of all concerned, not just yourself, but for the greater good of all concerned. And put this in a 10-step letter. 1, 2, 3 being your most important. These things you cannot live without. Excuse me. 10 being something that, well, you really don't need it, but you want it around, like your favorite comfort food, like that bowl of ice cream at the end of the day. Maybe you don't really necessarily need it, but sometimes having that little bit of comforts your soul inside and out and makes a big difference within your life. And it can tend to make you a happier person. And then when you are set with your letter 1 through 10, set that baby on fire, watch that smoke rise, and know that without any doubt in the world, that the moment you stop seeing the smoke, the moment the smoke disappears, that is the moment the universe takes it from your hands and begins working on your wish list. Who can do this? Anybody, because everybody is you are worthy of living the life that you desire. So taking this energy and this chaotic time and transmuting it into something beautiful and positive is where you're going to find your best results from here on. And once you learn doing this, every time it's a manifesting time, you're going to be able to just slip right in there and do it with no problem. It's just sitting down that first time and really giving it some thought and speaking in specifics. Write it down in specifics. If you need more money to fall into your life, make sure you ask for that abundance of money. And like I said, be specific about what you're asking for. So Spirit knows without any reasonable doubt what it is that you need, how much you need, and what it's going to take to change your life. And then let this go to the universe. It's time for them to take it from your hands and begin working on it. That's when you turn around and you take your hands off the wheel, and you let Spirit come in, and you let Spirit take over control of how it happens. Excuse me. Losing that need to control is going to be beneficial to you in many, many ways. Divine coffee time. It's my end of the day. Well, kind of, sort of, right before yoga. Yoga stretch class, anyway. Right before then, this is that moment where I get to sit back and just chill and have a conversation with you and love it. And so today, anyway, I wanted to talk about that whole Lionsgate and your ability to manifest somewhere. I have a picture somewhere of, I think it's in my classroom, my personal classroom, where I took a picture about 5 years ago, maybe 4 or 5 years ago, on Lionsgate, and I was being haunted by this pink color. And when I took the picture of it, it was in the clouds. This pink color was in the clouds, and I was trying to capture that pink color, and I was going to post something about this color, and it's following me everywhere. And so when I got home and I went back in and I looked at those pictures, lo and behold, what I had seen was not what I had planned on seeing. And I was planning on that pink color being there in the clouds, and it was not. But what looked like this whole row of clouds, it looked like there was a cutout where there was like a pass through, a gateway. On both sides of this gateway was lions. There was 2 lions, a male and a female, mouth open and roaring and everything. And right in front of, I believe it was the male lion, was a figure, and it looked to me to be Jesus. And so I'll post this picture in Zenlightenment. And it's just a really phenomenal photo, and I had to print it out and I hang it. I take it wherever my office is, and I talk about this photo quite often because it was just the craziest thing. It was crazy, and seeing how clear it was. And so um, I've been a big believer in the power of Lionsgate and the effects it can have on your life and our lives together as a whole, and how it can absolutely change our lives for the better once we begin to understand just a little bit more of how things work. And I really want to dive into the whole thing and understanding Lionsgate um, in time, of course, when I have that extra time. Um, right now, I've got so much going on in my life, and we have been so incredibly busy. We have a spirit cat here, and the spirit cat always makes me itch. My ankles itch. Um, but yeah, so learning how to move that energy, learning how to use the energy that the universe provides you to better your life is, like I said, it's going to better your life in so many ways. So not only will it fill your mind and your body and your soul full of wisdom and love, and kindness and compassion, it will begin to physically change the outer parts of your life as well. And yeah, things fall off. I've got the hiccups, and things change. I really do have the hiccups. um, all for divine reasons. A lot of times we don't understand, and we just kind of go through the flow, and it's like, why we tend to play that victim. Why me? Why me? Why me? Um, let me share that there, and share that there, and write a post, share that there, and there we go. We're all shared out. I forgot to do that. Just trying to get through the hour. And so yes, I have a yoga stretch class coming up that I'm leading at 4:30, and on Sundays 4:30, and Tuesdays at 5:30, and I think we're looking at Thursdays at 6:30. So that's what I'm trying to do, trying to get into my classes, trying to get things rolling. And we've all of a sudden, in the last 2 weeks, have been hit so hard with so many new people coming in front of us, and everybody needs something. Everybody is in need. Um, and most of those people are spiritual guidance. They want to know that they're not losing their mind, that they haven't bumped their heads, that they haven't been thrust into some weird parallel, that this is truly happening. And the experiences that they are going through and the shifts they are going through is truly there. And I have spent the past 2 weeks, it seems like, making everybody cry. And everybody feels that relief. They feel that relief when they finally find somebody who can understand where they're coming from and what they're talking about, and how they got from one point to another. And they need that like-minded guidance and help. So now I am trying to fit not one, not two, but now 3 classes within my life. So 2 classes that I teach on Mondays on my day off, to help people understand how to integrate their spiritual life with their human life and make everything make sense. This is a lifelong class. This is also a group of supportive, like-minded individuals who are all transitioning in different ways. We come together, we offer each other support and compassion and love, and wisdom as well. And we teach people how to do tarot and oracle readings and mediumship readings. And now I'm also stepping into the whole Reiki teaching, as well as I'm a Reiki master and teacher. And I move energy for a living. Now all of a sudden I find myself teaching this to others. So I'm really falling into that teacher guide area of life right now, in which the world needs so many more guides within it. We need to, there needs to be enough of us to help guide those that are seeking the guidance into a better way of being. And I'm breathing. I am breathing. And there is, a lot of people seeking that help. And sometimes I just feel like, oh my gosh, what did I just do? I opened up a can of worms, and now the stranger's never going to come talk to me again because I made them cry. And so I'm trying to kind of, remind myself that it's compassion I'm showing them. It's compassion. I understand. I don't transition very well either. It's not very smoothly. It's usually pretty rough, like somebody being set on fire and shoved over a cliff. Here, go figure it off. Go figure it out. See how you can kind of make sense of everything while you're tumbling. I'm just, oh gosh, those big transitions really get me hard. The small ones I'm learning to kind of roll with. And hi, Anissa. So yeah, we're doing a lot of growing, and we're doing a lot of expanding. And for some reason, I guess I'm supposed to be in that teacher role at this point in time. And I just started a second class on this a week ago, and already it's quite full. And there may possibly need to be a third class. I just don't know when I'm going to have time for that. So I'm trying to kind of get some of those in the new class that has just joined that I know are really gifted and they just need a little bit of encouragement. I'm trying to get a hold of those ones so I can bump them up into the advanced class and give newbies a little more room to grow and to come into the new beginning class. It's been a crazy 2 weeks and a crazy week. This past week has been really nuts. We've been really super busy here at the center. And like I said, a lot of people coming in, needing that assistance, needing that help, and needing to know that they're not losing their minds. And so, yeah, trying to keep my eye on the time as well. I got to be out of here at 4, even though I didn't get on too early. I'm so sorry, and I do apologize. And hopefully next week will be better and more on time. But like I said, I have a hard time not being able to listen to somebody's story when they come in and talk to me. So, kind of like somebody walks in and says, hey, do you have 5 minutes? That 5 minutes turns into an hour. And I need to be there for them. I just feel like I need to be there for them. I didn't have anybody, I had somebody to lead me to where I get my training from so I could be a trained psychic medium. So I could learn to control my gifts where it would make me a little more comfortable stepping into them. And I need to ensure that others get that same opportunity and that others realize that, guys, you don't have to do this so roughly. It doesn't have to be every day, all day, even at night, in the middle of the night. Spirits don't get to do that to you. Once you learn that you have an on-off switch and that you can actually flip that switch and you can actually put your open for business sign out when you are open for business. You don't have to have them waking you up all night long. There's a period here as well. I'm really getting the itchy stage. So yes, my switch is off. I'm off. I'm out of work at this time. Once you realize that you have that ability to do that and switch that off, it's going to get a lot easier for you. And then once you realize also that you have the ability to set your boundaries with spirits, and they pretty much have to listen. However, there's always that however, you have to realize that how spirit was here on earth is how they're probably going to be over there in heaven. And so if they were kind of cantankerous and bossy and pushy here on earth, guess what? They're going to be that same way there in heaven. And my sister, for example, never one to listen to rules. She was the one to break all rules. She danced to the beat of her own drum. She made her own rules in life, and she lived. She was a daredevil, to say none the least. She was a big, huge daredevil, which is why I'm such a big shopper, because she would, if we were going to set out to do something together, like build ramps for a skateboard, she had to go first over it because she was 11 months older. So she got to do it first, which I kind of thank my lucky stars she did, because she would get messed up some way, somehow. She would get injured and then look at me and tell me it's my turn. And I wasn't there half the time. I took off and went shopping. Or I just told her, yeah, no, I'm not doing that. I'm going to go shopping instead. Just not my thing. And when I see her get messed up, I'm good. I'm done. So I played it safe and I left. And so I never got to do those really ambitious things in life. I really, those live while you're a kid, daredevil stunts. I never really did those kind of things at all. And I was quite happy not doing them after I would see her get pretty scraped up, looking like she had broken limbs, riding dirt bikes, getting burns from that. And I don't see anything fun in this. I never did. Yeah, no. But she always exerted all that wild child energy, and I just loved it. But I didn't want to be it, not after I seen all that stuff happening. Yeah, that wasn't me. So I led the peaceful kind of, I reveled in that peaceful energy, while she reveled in that wild child energy. And we couldn't have been, we were 11 months apart. We were a lot like twins in most proverbial ways. Did everything together outside of getting injured. I always took the smart road. I did. I always managed to take that smart road, the high road, and get out of it unscathed, usually. My energy was quite reserved, I guess, for a long time until now. I still have. And I've even tried to do that wild child thing one time. No. Well, it was one instance, but twice. I did the Mountain Dew commercial rope swing off a cliff, and I did it twice trying to confront my fear of heights. And I am still afraid of heights today. That all changed after I had kids. I became very afraid of heights and things like that. And I'm okay with that. I am not going to change that. I am still afraid of heights. I won't ever. I would love nothing more than going to the Grand Canyon, but will never do so because I will never see the Grand Canyon. I won't get near that edge. No, that would never happen. I am too much of a sissy when it comes to that, and I definitely pay a lot of homage to my scared side. I'm just not going to do it. Not for me. So yeah, the crazy energy, the crazy things that make us shift in different ways. This whole energy coming in at this time, if you ask me, I think at this point in time, and this is of course just my opinion, I think this Lion Gate has opened the doors for all of us to enter the 5th D dimension. This is why many of us was experiencing the crazy energy, the crazy aura, universal energy that surrounds our bodies and our auras, our souls. And I think this is why we experienced this week, because we're stepping into that 5D world. And I think, at least I know I'm there right now. And I'm pretty sure Tony is there. And I'm pretty sure that Melody is there. And it's just been a crazy time. We felt it coming in. We felt the doors, the gates opening. And I'm still a little on the itchy side. So when I transition a lot in a big way, when there's a lot of spirits around me, I actually feel that the itchiness from it all. And I itch through major transitions. I itch. And I have got my arms so messed up from itching so bad. And I could not control it. It's an uncontrollable itch. I've tried lotions and hydrocortisone and nothing seemed to work. So I just had to kind of let that wear through, stop the scratching. I just let it come in. And I woke up this morning feeling like we are kind of here. We're there into the fifth dimension. We're feeling the energy that is going on around us. And I feel like it's going to be okay. I'm coming out of this at this time. And now I'm back to business and back to helping others and receiving those that step in front that just don't know that there's so much more to this than just rolling through all the punches that life is giving us at this point in time. And so many of us are experiencing those rough pushes forward, and they really can get rough. They don't always have to be rough, but they can really get rough, especially the major transitions. And I think this is one of those major ones. So those that are being asked to release, we're waking up feeling emotional. Oh my gosh. I've been aware that some of my gifts are kicking in fully, or more so than what they were already. And one of those are, I am more so an animal empath than I am a human empath. I take the feelings of animals to my soul, to the pit of my soul, to my heart. And I've always been able to feel the horror that some animals live in. And this was new for me. We were traveling down the road, coming home. We had to run out to a bigger city to where we could pick up homemade meals already made. So at a famous restaurant, we, did that there. So we went and picked it up, and on our way home, we were almost home when we passed by a farm that had a lot of cows out near the road in a pasture. And there was a lot of babies there. And I looked at one baby in particular, and I just started to well up with tears. I started to cry. Oh gosh, it was so hard to go through, because one of the gifts I've always wished I had was like this kid in this movie that I had watched, and it was called Powder. And he had the ability to take an animal's horror, say for hunting purposes, and grab a hold of a person and make them feel what they just did to those animals. And so I had always said, I cannot hunt, and I will not eat anything that was hunted, not for that purpose. But however, I could feel the horror from this baby calf as coyotes grabbed a hold of it and started ripping it. I could hear the sound, the baby crying and crying and crying. And he was in a bad way. And it affected me to know how this affected me, seeing this and hearing this happen and experiencing it with the cows. Like I was there in the fence watching all this happening. And I don't know what quite to make of that yet, but experiencing that and feeling it happen really played a number on me. And I finally got to talking through this morning, and I still cried again this morning. But it was pretty darn rough. And that's one part of the gifts that I don't really like. It'll be better once I get used to it. But at this point, that aspect of that gift is so strong and so raw that I can't control that yet. So I have to kind of wait for things to kind of go through and work themselves out, and then I'll be able to better control that. But for now, it still hits me so raw because I literally take an animal's well-being to heart. And I get so angry when I see people on the garage sale sites and stuff giving away free kitties, free puppies, um, free dogs, and adult cats, and so on. And I'm just thinking, my gosh, there's so many people that want these free animals because they see nobody is caring for them. And they take these animals and they use them for dog training, dog fighting, training bait. And they get the animals to react to them and then throw them in and let whatever happens happens. And I feel this in my heart. I feel this in my stomach. I feel this in my soul. And it just kills me. It just kills me slowly. One story at a time. And, so much help is needed on this level. And it's such a hard thing to realize that there's so much cruelty still left in the world, but there is. There is. And I think that the 3D world, that's where those kind of individuals are going to be kept. That's where they're going to stay. They're going to still live through the life that has been built around them, where a lot of us that are transitioning get to move into that light and experience more love and kindness and compassion within our lives. So yeah, that was a really crazy experience, and I truly hope that doesn't happen very often for me. But considering that every direction out of where I live, every direction out is wilderness and farmland and, forests and woods, and just, there's a lot of animals between here and the next stop when you leave Allegan, or the downtown area of Allegan. So if I don't stay in this little tiny center right here, I can experience that at any given time because I have not learned how to control it yet. So, guys, I have got to run. It is after 4 o'clock, or it's just hitting 4 o'clock now. And I have got that class coming up tonight. And so I am, like I said, I am so apologizing for running late and not getting here in time. There's 2 of you now. So I'm going to leave and I'm going to go get my night get through my night tonight so I can go home and have 2 semi days off. They're semi. I have nothing to do tomorrow except for classes tomorrow evening. And then Tuesday, I have a couple of videos. The first one is Up Vibe Energy, EWN, One with Earth, I think. And I'm still trying to fight the hiccups. And the other one is a guided meditation. I'll be doing a guided meditation for EWN on Tuesday at 2 p.m. And then the yoga stretch class Tuesday evening. So I've got 3 engagements on Tuesday, my day off, and 2 engagements on Monday, my day off. But I have a full coming in new class on Mondays. So if you're catching this, don't think that you're going to be the newbies. Anissa, you're no longer going to be the newbie. There's a newbie coming in right behind you, a few new people. And so I cannot wait to introduce to everybody the lady that I just met tonight. She's seeming very promising, and she also needed assistance. So yeah, so I'm going to get off here and I'm going to go get the floor cleared so we can do our yoga tonight, and I will see everybody later. You guys have a blessed week. Remember, you know where we're at. If you need to contact us, if you are experiencing this huge push forward, that Lionsgate energy, if you are experiencing this stuff and just need to talk, you can reach us through Zenlightenment. There's a Facebook group, Zenlightenment. Don't go to the Zenlightenment Learning Center or the Zenlightenment business page. Go to the group, the Facebook group. Request to join, we'll let you in, and right from there you can hit us up and talk to us. We are over 700 strong as of today. We grew by leaps and bounds today of about 20 people roughly. And so we're all like-minded. We are all trying to make sense of life as it is. And so anybody on there, all you have to do is say, hey, this is what I'm experiencing. Is anybody else, or has anybody else? And there's help. There's assistance wherever you go in that group. And so with that being said, everybody, you guys have a great week. I'm sending everybody peaceful, loving, calming, compassionate vibes this week to kind of help you out. And I can feel it in my hands. My hands are very heated up, and I'm a Reiki master as well and teacher. So I can really feel that energy flowing today. So with that being said, you guys have a great week. Have a great week. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Go do something fun. Catch that memory. Be in love with yourself. But most of all, just be you, and the world will adjust. So with that being said, everybody, thank you for joining me today, and I will see you later. Peace, love, and Cocoa Puffs.